Welcome back to CCRPG. We have just returned from our short break to return to our pilots in the middle of their infiltration of the gate station. They have made some progress working their way through the systems with only some minor damage to their bodies. Their electrocution and slight laser burns aside, they have made it whole of body further into the station. But now they have triggered the enemy knowing they're here. And due to a slight miscalculation on Chimera's part, they also no longer have any gravity in the station. So,
remains to be seen if that's bad or not. Hold on,
yeah, too soon to tell. But what we do know is that as Evelene and Dyne are making their way through the walls, Rock and Astro are making their way through the halls. See what I did there? Walls, halls, they run.
Yeah, nice.
So, as you guys make your way forward in the now zero gravity, you have a few other things to keep track of. But as you make your way forward, what do you do?
I would appreciate it if Astro can find any information out of like a terminal as possible here, because we're kind of in the dark at the moment.
Yes, both figuratively and literally. So,
don't you have a flashlight?
Rock? Yeah, Rock does.
Yeah, that. Yes, I do have a flashlight. Thank you. Ruin the joke, man.
Yeah, so I'll start scouring the walls, looking for some kind of terminal I can try to plug into.
Okay.
In this hallway.
That won't be the trouble. It doesn't take you too long. Let's just say that while you guys are moving forward, you're going to take the opportunity as soon as you see one. So as you guys are making your way forward, it takes you a little while, but at some point after the gravity has been lost, you do see as you move forward through one of the hallways, continuing to make your way slowly forward towards what you know is the command part of the station. You do see that there is an access terminal on the wall.
All right. I'll say found one, and I'll start exposing the wires underneath like I did before.
Okay. It just takes you a little bit of time to pull aside the panel and get into the wires beyond.
All right. Once I do, I'll hook it up to my subjectivity enhancement suite like before. Plug in some wires, and I'll say, all right, so I'm going to try to access some of their security measures. Maybe I can turn off their cameras. Maybe I can disable some of their defenses. I'll have to see once I'm in there. But Astro's goal is going to be trying to compromise some of their security measures by hacking them.
All right, yeah, you can go ahead and try to do that. This is going to be risky because the system is still guarded. And yeah, it's just going to be a straight up risky check for you to try to do that. You already have been in the system before, so I'm not going to add the difficulty I did previously.
Okay. Very least, it's not like I'm going to be giving away that we're here. They know that already. I'll just get electrocuted
remember when we
again.
Didn't have risky checks?
No. Okay, so no difficulty, just risky and hacker fix +4. So let's see what I got. I got 17.
Nice.
13 + 4.
Okay, so what happens is that you are able to get into the systems. As you do, Astro, you are kind of moving through the digital spaces in kind of a mock, kind of like it's almost like the digital infrastructure of this place is almost like an apartment building. You're moving kind of like up and down through different layers of security, moving from room to room, trying to like get access. As you do, you're able to work your way into what is apparently how the periapsis operatives are hooked into the gate station. In fact, from here, you can actually see kind of the digital edifice of the system they're using to keep the gate locked down. From here, you can. So here's the problem: is a lot of their defenses aren't hooked into the system themselves, but this is. You are able to see kind of the thing they're using to keep the gate locked down. You advance on it to see what you can do, give yourself a little bit of an advantage. Mostly what you're able to do from this side of things, COMET, is you're able to get the station kind of cooperating a little bit more with you. With all the doors that were shut and whatnot, you're able to gain yourselves access to the doors ahead of you. It would take you a little bit too long to like open all the doors on the station, but you're able to make a pathway for Rock and you to move forward.
Sure.
And you kind of start getting distracted by the thing they're used to log into the system. And you start thinking to yourself, should I go for a bigger score here? There is the possibility that you can somehow from here mess with the thing that they are using to hook into the gate system itself. I'm going to give you this. So there's already going to be a downside. I haven't revealed what that is yet.
Okay.
But Astro, without knowing what that downside is, I'm going to give you the opportunity to where is the roll for it again? It is
push or something?
Yeah, you can push this. It would take it from a risky roll to a heroic roll.
Okay.
But it would give you access to the system they are using to shut down the gate.
That is very interesting.
What's
okay.
a heroic roll?
That so a heroic roll is like the upgrade of a risky roll. You need a 20 plus to succeed at all. Anything less than a 20 is only consequences.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
So it's like you want to push your luck. Does Todd lose what he got? I guess.
So if he chooses to go for this and fail, he will get a worse outcome than if he had done nothing.
So he'll roll again.
He'll roll again and get an opportunity to succeed, but if he fails, he'll get a doubly bad consequence.
Got it.
His hair will be gone entirely.
oh no. Have to get a wig.
Basically, I have to roll a 16 or more. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I think it's good that we're able to open some doors, and I know about what system they're using to keep the. Maybe later I can try to hack in again and do something, but I'm not going to do anything now.
Yeah, you go ahead and bypass that opportunity.
Yep. I will explain to Rock a little bit of like what I found out. Like, I was able to gather some information. I mean, mechanically, I don't have any extra information, but flavor-wise, I was able to gather some information. I kind of see what
Well, hold
what
on
they
now.
have
We
set
don't know
up
what
in
your
the-
downside is. Can you still speak? Are you a vegetable? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
So,
okay.
Astro,
Fair.
you're coming back out of the system after you finished hacking your way forward. As you come back out of the system, you're going to return to your body. And something that you haven't had to deal with before, but Torsay has warned you about happens. As you're getting ready to disconnect from the system, a security program appears. in your kind of virtual space, it is reflected by a large triangular red, almost like game board piece that is just sliding around in the virtual space. You don't know how you know this, but you know it's looking for you.
Okay.
It is blocking the way to your body.
Okay, got it. So it's sort of like what I'm seeing in my consciousness, right?
Yes.
Or in my
in your
virtual reality.
In your virtual representation of the digital space, there is basically ice after you.
Ice.
Got it.
Yes, it is. It is kind of a term in various systems for like the personification of like a security system that is trying to do you harm.
All right.
You have basically alerted the internal security systems that you are a rogue program that needs eliminated.
Yeah. Okay, so what can I do in this situation to get out of it? Can I, so like, are there countermeasures I can take here?
Yes. So because of the way interestingly, the subjectivity enhancement suite has some ups and downs. You get access to a lot of things you normally wouldn't get access to. But the downside is you must be careful. By opening your mind to the digital, you may face dangers other, less enhanced people are ignorant of. And this is one of them. Because you are so fully interfaced with this system, it is treating you like you are a program, basically. And it can cause you severe mental harm if you were to get injured by this thing. Because of this interface, though, you basically have access to your normal pilot abilities and triggers in the virtual space as if you were physically present here.
Okay, so okay. So for example, could I try to sneak past it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Or, I could try to pretend like I'm a normal program. It's another. No, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to
charm it.
I could try to charm it. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to. So it's blocking my way. I'm gonna try to sneak past it without it seeing me. So I'll do a skill check with using my act unseen or unheard trigger.
Okay. This is going to be a straight risky check unless you have other modifiers.
Control. No, nothing else. So yeah, just the act unseen and unheard. Let's roll that up. 18.
All right. So
damn, if I'd pushed it before, I would have succeeded. I rolled a 16.
Oh yeah, with those benefits, yeah. Well, you live, you learn.
Yeah.
You get zapped by an autonomous program that hates you. So you're able to mostly sneak by it. You are able to successfully get far enough past it that it can't prevent you from getting back to your body. But as you are leaving, you are noticed by the system. The ice itself doesn't get you, but it does activate a defensive system. As you log out from the system, you are going to take some mental damage. You take 1 damage as you leave the system, and you are impaired until you recover. For your next roll, you will have difficulty no matter what that roll is.
Okay.
Just your next roll is going to have difficulty.
Gotcha. Okay, so one mental damage just is 1 HP.
Yeah, you're a little fried from you successfully avoided it. But yeah, getting out of the system and past it kind of like fuzzed you on your way back. So you're a little bleary getting back to normal.
I was gonna say, it feels like a betrayal at House on the Hill game. Like I took 1 sanity damage.
Well, you have to be careful. Now you get to roll less dice.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So I come back to it, and I kind of snap out of it, and I'm like, "Whoa!" All right. Well, I was able to unlock some of the doors, but I just barely was able to disconnect from the system and bypass their security firewalls. Part of the nature of interfacing directly with the system is I'm putting my psyche at risk here. So it took a little bit out of me, but we should be good to go ahead towards the command center.
All right. You okay?
I'll be fine. I just kind of need to shake it off.
All right.
All right, so you guys are able to advance forward. You are able to see on the map that you are advancing on the command center. You will be coming within parts of the station that if it is occupied, Rock, with your keen eye, without a check, you're able to say, yeah, this is where if they have people in here, they're going to start, actually having people set up to defend.
Yeah.
I'll also turn my stealth suit back on.
All right, as COMET shifts back into the shadows.
But is he as good as Nam?
No, absolutely not. I mean, Nam's also very short and stealthy, so that's like a deadly combo right there.
Very true.
For context, that is a character in another game we play.
Yep, who's extremely stealthy, and
he is my gnome rogue who is partially made of shadows.
Couldn't get much stealthier.
Made of shadows.
Ooh, them's fighting words.
All right. Let's check back in with Evelene and Dyne as they make their way through the walls. You are able to move ahead. You do see where there would be points where you could come out into what CHIMERA recognizes as a supply closet for various tools and whatnot that you would be able to exit kind of like the in-between areas without putting yourself out in the open too easily.
I mean, if given the option, I imagine it will be a lot harder to spot inside if we just stay inside and try to work our way forward, but I don't know what your opinion is, Dyne. It's obviously more unpleasant, but at the same time, if they're trying to find us, we can't do better than this.
This is true. I'm okay with it.
So am I to interpret that as you're going to disregard the exit and you're going to try and find an exit further along that goes right to the command center or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are going to advance forward in the walls, trying to get all the way to basically the final room via your semi-ventilation shaft kind of pathway. All right, so that means Rock and Astro, as you push forward in the main pathways, you do encounter the doorways that Astro was able to unlock for you. What do you do as you go forward?
So yeah, I'll keep edging ahead a little bit, but not keeping out of Rock's light because I'm gonna need to see. But I'll be sort of keeping an eye on anyone posted up ahead. So I'm mostly just kind of to the best of my ability, because I know it's still dark, right? I didn't turn the lights back on, did I?
No,
so.
No, you did not.
To the best of my ability, just trying to anticipate or try to see anyone ahead of us, so I could give maybe some advance warning to Rock as we push forward.
Okay, so I'm going to have you make a pilot check.
Sure.
Normally I would ask for spot here, but I know that you don't have it. But because you happen to be invisible, I would allow you to use your Act Unseen or Unheard skill trigger to give you some benefit to this roll.
All right, yeah, I'll do that.
Because your not proficiency with spotting things is made up by the fact that you won't get spotted as easily yourself.
Yeah. All right, I rolled a 19.
Nice. Okay, so Astro, you continue to work with Rock to get ahead a little bit, and then wait for him to catch up, and then get ahead a little bit, and then wait for him to catch up, and then you get ahead a little bit, and it's not that you see anything. It's that as you're moving forward, you get to another one of the doors you have opened. But before you go to open the door, you get surprised. Basically, what happens is the door opens before you reach, you're a couple feet away from the door, and you're going to reach for the panel to open it as the door just opens in front of you. And you see 2 guards huddled down on either side of the door, aiming weapons down the hallway. They don't see you. They see through you. But if you had been visible, they would have probably been shooting at you right now.
Okay. How close are they?
They're within 10 feet.
Okay.
You were getting to the door, to the point where you're going to walk forward a little bit further and reach out your arm to the door panel. But Rock is in the hall behind you, coming down the hall, and they are preparing to take him by off guard, right? They're preparing to ambush him, but they can't see you, so they didn't know you had gotten here already.
Got it. Are they facing down Rock right now, or are they waiting for him to get in view?
They are huddled to either side of a door, using the sides of the door as cover, aiming their weapons down an empty hallway, waiting to ambush whoever comes down.
Okay. Is it perpendicular to the hallway we're in?
The hallway that Rock is coming down will make a right turn into the hallway they're aiming at.
Got it. Okay, cool. Do I feel like I can radio him without them hearing me? Well, they're 10 feet away.
You still use your normal vocal cords to radio, unfortunately. Yeah, so if you speak out loud, they will hear you.
Okay, so I'm going to slip back around the corner to where Rock is. And unless I need a skill check to do that again, I assume I'm able to just slip back.
I'm rolling this skill check forward. This is part of your success.
Cool. So once I come back, I'll turn off my suit, and I'll gesture to Rock, and I'll hold up 2 fingers, and I'll point around the corner of the hallway.
Okay. That's pretty clear to understand.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. All right.
I'll hold up my last frag grenade and then just shrug.
I'll nod.
All right. Yeah. Then I'll hand it to Orion, or not Orion, a COMET, because he knows where.
Orion reaches out of the shadows.
His hand comes out of the wall, actually.
Yeah.
Evelene just hands you a thermite on charge.
All right. So sure, I'll take the frag grenade. And so how do frag grenades work? Let me look that up.
All right, I'm taking that back from him.
Okay.
Does he look confused at the grenade?
No, just looking at the rules. Quick action.
So that's
Spend
how.
a charge.
That's
How
so.
does bag
Remember,
grenades work?
remember the rules on there are for how it works in mech combat. You would use a pilot check to just use the grenade based off of the circumstances you're in.
Oh, I see. Okay. Cool. Then I'll take the grenade. I'll come up to the corner of the hallway where we would come out into view, but I won't round the corner. And then I will quickly throw the grenade around the corner towards the doorway where I saw them.
Okay, so you're just gonna like toss it around the doorway to try and get them.
Yep.
They are aimed at this hallway, so they do expect something to come from that direction. Yes.
Can I know it's not going to hide the grenade, but can I just turn on my suit before I do this?
Yeah. So what I'll say is the grenade becomes visible as soon as it leaves your hand, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to say
That's fine.
I'm going to say that like you throw the grenade, but to them it looks like a grenade was thrown out of like a stealth veil at them.
Yeah.
So is there light here, or do they have like night vision or something?
Oh, no. They have so they have
Sorry,
like
I was just curious what the lighting situation was
they have like weak flashlights on their guns. Now that you're approaching the corner, you do see it. Rock, you probably would have seen it anyway getting to this corner, but COMET came by before you got here, basically, to be like, hey, they're ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just curious what the lighting situation was altogether. So
Yeah, imagine there is soft light around the corner.
Cool.
All right, so I'm gonna require a skill check from you.
And I'm going to try to take them off guard, so I'm hoping I can use act unseen or unheard.
Yes.
Basically, I'm hoping to act unseen and unheard up until the point the grenade is leaving my hand.
Yeah. This is just going to be a regular check because they weren't expecting it.
Great. All right. Rolled an 18.
Nice. Okay, so that's a success. You throw the grenade around the corner. You watch as it lobs through the air, lands just behind the lip of the door. You hear in the distance two people shouting something, and then an explosion.
All right, great. I'll take out my shotgun and round the corner, aiming it down the hallway.
You see nothing.
'Cause it's dark.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever lights they had are gone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll move up with you down the hallway to check what's going on.
All right, so as you guys advance carefully on the doorway, you do see that the door itself has like bowed a bit from the force of the explosion. On the other side of the door, you do see that there is one body up against the wall, a little bit mangled. You can see that the like they're laying still. They're probably out. But you don't see a second body.
Uh-oh.
Do I see a blood trail?
Do you have anything to search for something that might not be super easy to spot?
Like nothing with me that stands out like that. No. Like
All right, you can just make a straight up and down skill check.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I don't have like a magnifying. Yeah, patched. No, I don't. Just a magnifying glass. I just hold it down.
Yeah.
Sherlock
Yeah.
Holmes.
You have like a Sherlock
20.
Holmes.
Oh,
Nice.
hey, how about that? Look at that tiny little bit of dribbles of blood. Oh, there, and then just over there. And yeah, you can see very obviously that there is a staggered path leading back towards the command center.
I'm probably faster than an injured man.
All right, yeah, let's go for it. You just like burst in speed to try and catch up with them.
Oh,
you do know it just happened like a minute ago that grenade blew up. So
yeah. like seconds, right?
So,
like I would have rounded the corner right away.
Yeah. So as soon as you see it, you're like there, and you, Comet, you see Rock like a fucking sprinter, 0 to 20, just like bursts around the corner. Right. You just see him take off. Rock. Yeah. You burst around the corner. You're running. Not very stealthy. You do see that the guy in front of you is like leaning against the wall. He's like making his way down the door towards like a door at the far end of the hallway. As he hears you advancing on him, he like reaches down for his weapon that he was kind of using as a crutch to like move. Tries to pull it out to aim back at you, but you're quicker off the mark than he is. You can go ahead and roll to fight him.
Yeah.
All right, this is risky.
That's a good point. We are in 0G too. But
yes. Yeah,
like,
he is.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. Yeah,
he's like pushing himself along, but like he is obviously caught off guard. You're going.
So I guess my grenade probably blew up in midair. It just kind of floated towards them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It like floated through the door and then exploded.
Yeah,
Listed lazily over there.
So in other words, Comet, what you saw is that Rock jumped towards a wall, pushed off of it like a fucking Olympic swimmer, and just bolted down a hall as fast as he could in 0G with his gun out in front of him. You're quicker off the mark than he is, so you're going to have accuracy on this roll. It is risky, but you'll have accuracy plus probably your assault to do this.
Okay. Assault plus accuracy. Yeah. All right. That's a 21.
21. He just wasn't quick enough for you. You just are pushed forward by your momentum floating down the hallway. You bring your gun up, and with just a few quick bursts, you just see him go down, pushed against the far wall by the force of the impact. He bounces off of it, and then you can just see, without unmoving, starts to list lazily through the hallway.
All right. I'm going to float up and grab him and then check to see like what gear he has, if anything, that I might need.
Yeah, you pull him up. He just has like a light vest, like a light bullet vest on. He has a medium weapon. And that's it. He just has like a weapon and like a bullet vest.
Okay, so no key cards, no communications, nothing like that.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have any communications. That's not how they're doing this.
Yep, that's fine. Just checking.
All right. So yeah, you quickly pat him down to see if he has anything worthwhile on him, and no, he doesn't, unfortunately.
Cool.
All right. After I'd seen Rock sort of bolt off, I'll push off and follow afterwards, after him.
All right. Yeah. You see Comet coming down the hall, Rock. And yeah, I mean, you quickly and professionally, pat down the body, push it out of the way, and tuck it against the wall so it doesn't get in your way as you're moving through the area. And yeah, you've taken another hallway. You do know, based off of the schematics the two of you have examined earlier, that you're just 2 rooms away from the command room. This guy was retreating to this next room. You don't know what comes beyond here, though.
All right. I don't say anything, but I just grab the guy and moving around while holding on to him at the moment.
Okay.
And then head towards the area of the next room and just look up at Comet, see if he's coming.
Oh, yeah, I'll follow.
All right. Yeah, you float towards the door on the far end of the hallway.
All right. And then I position the guy to be in front of the doorway.
Uh-huh.
And look around. Is there a way to open the door?
Yeah, there's a panel to the side of the door.
All right, and then I'll point at Comet to just open the panel.
Yep, I'll do that.
All right, so
once it opens, I just slowly push him forward and then ready my gun.
You slowly push the body forward, and yeah, the body floats into the room.
no lights shine on it, no talking or bullets or anything?
No.
Okay. Then I look into the room and still ready, but look into the room from around and everything.
I think I would like if you were to make a pilot check to read a situation.
Okay.
I just want to give you some information if you can receive it.
14.
Yes. So, you push the body into the room, and you would have set, like a kill box here. You would have.
That's why I did what I did.
Yeah, like you were ready for that. And the fact that that doesn't happen quickly tells you there's something else going on here. You are like less trustful of the situation now.
As he slowly floats into the room, I'll look over at COMET and Astro and say, yeah, something's up. They should have been in this room.
COMET just nods.
I don't know if they heard the explosion and left or what, but...
I think we should hold here for a moment and check in with the others. No, radio. Evelene.
And then the Batman logo comes up and then goes away, and then we switch over to them.
I realize I'm basically forcing a transition here, but I do think...
Hey.
I do think that's what...
I was going to check in, so...
That's great. I totally welcome that, Astro. That is like, just don't ever worry about that, because that's just a good way to narratively transfer from one group to another.
Yeah, it's a great segue.
Yeah.
I wasn't making fun of you at all. I was just saying, that's what
absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
Pass that narrative rock.
Yeah. So, Orion, you get a contact from Astro.
Hey Astro, how things shipping up on your end?
You guys definitely heard an explosion. By the way,
that was literally the next thing I was going to say. That explosion, that was you, I assume, right?
Yeah, that was us taking out a couple bad guys. We're close to the control room, but we feel like something's up. And not sure we want to move forward yet until we know more. How are things going on your end?
I mean, besides the gravity turning off, I'll just look to Dyne and say, like, yeah, I think we're doing all right. What do you say?
We're getting there.
I mean, like, do you want us to? And I assume we have a copy of the map. I'll say, like, do you want us to go somewhere else? Like, is there some other point of interest we should be looking into? Maybe, like, I think there's.
Where are you exactly?
We are, and Bob, where are we?
You guys are closing in on around the same area your other group is, because you're both heading towards the same thing, which is the command room, which is the room beyond the room that Rock and COMET are looking at. Like, there is one room between them and the command room. You guys, CHIMERA and Orion, you're weaving through the engineering passageways leading to the command room. So you guys are probably... As you move forward, you're going to probably pass through the walls of this room as you move towards the command room.
Yeah, Astro, we're in sector. I'm just making something up. 2A. We're heading toward you. We're still in the engineering ducts because we figured, you know what? If there's a path forward where we're not going to get found out, we might as well take advantage of it.
2A. Okay. I thought we were in 2B. As Dyne looks up.
No. 2B ended halfway through. We had to.
It's one of those roads that's so long it just changes names at some point.
Yeah. I mean, there's a parallel route called 9. No, never mind. Called 9S, but we chose not to take it.
Oh God.
Boo.
I'm sorry.
Well, listen. So,
So we'll be holding auditions for a new partner.
We'll need an audition for a new member of Team Meat Shield.
I'm sorry. I'll shut up for the rest of the recording.
oh man. Anyway, so Astro's like, well, listen. Something. They've got something prepared for us. I'll kind of indicate where we are in the map, and I'll say, this room seems empty, but we've got to assume they're prepared for us, and they've got an ambush set up. They've been watching me and Rock on the cameras, I'm sure. But
that's sort of why we've been staying in the vents. Like, it's harder for them to track us.
I won't say anything like you're in the vents, just in case they can hear us too.
Oh, wait, don't say
that. No, you're okay. You can say whatever you want. But anyway, so Astro's
that kind of permission.
yeah, Astro's like, if you can move up towards this location, and I'll ping it on the map. And see what you can find and let us know.
Where are you pointing?
I'm pointing at the room that we are just in front of that we haven't entered yet. The one that Rock pushed the body into.
Yeah, sure. We could do that.
Be careful. Yeah, the John McClane strategy.
All right, then. Shall we keep on moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's keep moving forward, get to that spot.
And I'll just say to Rock, I'm thinking we hold here just for a little bit until we have a better idea what's going on. Any objections?
None to speak of from Rock.
I take your silence as
Ah.
Oh no.
Sorry about that, everyone. We had a little bit of an audio hiccup, so we just restarted our recordings real quick, but we're going to pick up right where we left off. If I remember correctly, we were just transitioning back over to Orion and CHIMERA in the walls, working their way forward as Rock and Astro are waiting to see how things play out. Is that correct?
Yep, that sounds right.
Yep.
All right, excellent. All right, so CHIMERA and Orion, what is your goal here? What are you trying to do?
Move through the walls to get as close to the our target location as possible.
So let me get straight. So I'm gonna give you a layout now that there's only a little bit to think about. So there is a hallway that Rock and Comet are in that goes into a room. We'll call it for now the creepy room. Okay. Beyond the creepy room is the command room. So are CHIMERA and Orion heading towards the creepy room or past it to the command room?
I assume the command room, right?
So
Yeah,
I think I did say when I was talking to you, like I pinged the creepy room and I said, see if you can approach this and find out what's going on in here.
Oh, okay.
But if you like to say we want to check out the command room, feel free. But that's kind of what Comet was saying to you guys.
Well, if he said the creepy room, we're going to the creepy room.
Yeah, that was what we were aiming for. I just misunderstood.
You're going to be in the walls, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I'm hoping you can gather some information, at least when you approach the creepy room. If not, maybe we can move on to the command room. So
we're in the walls. The source of the creepiness is obviously us. We're the ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, we can probably get a narrative going where we say the station is haunted and we can make some spooky noises.
Oh, that's a great idea, like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, the old man Jenkins strategy. It always works.
But here's the twist. There's 2 old man Jenkins. One of them's a Chimera, the other one's Orion.
Wow.
Oh God.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm coming.
The old man's Jenkins.
Other old man Jenkins.
I'm coming with terrible ideas tonight. I apologize.
You don't have to apologize. We can just laugh at you for what they are.
Yeah.
All right.
I appreciate you not doing it in front of me.
So, as you guys approach, you are going to be moving through the ducts here. Give me what you're trying to accomplish.
So we are going to be moving through the ducts, trying to make our way to the quote-unquote creepy room.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that is where you will hit first. As you move through the access walls, it doesn't really give you a vantage on the room. You do know, based on the layout, that you are next to it. You see the various wires and access ways that go into that room. There is even like a access hatch that leads from inside the wall here into that room if you wanted to go into it, but you can't so much see into it except through like a barely slitted vent that leads in from here into there. So you can kind of like peek through it to see what they're talking about, but then there's like the access panel that you could push out to squeeze into the room if you wanted.
If I peek through the slit, what do I see?
You see a pitch black room because there are no lights on in there.
That is true.
Oh,
okay.
Actually, as we approach the room, I'm going to cover and or snuff the flare so the light doesn't come out.
You would have to snuff it. Covering it would be very, very difficult.
Oh yeah, it's also hot. Yeah. I'll snuff it.
Yeah, so you put the cap back on to snuff the fire coming off the flare as you guys move forward.
I'll just send a message to Astro, the only way that we're going to be able to get any information is by going into the room.
All right. Well, I can enter first, with my suit on, and see what there is to see.
I almost want to say, not to be morbid, but attach the thermocharge to one of the dead bodies and send it into the room.
Oh man. that is something out of an Astro Jamin movie.
Idea.
If anything.
I'm out of explosives now.
I have a thermite charge.
But Astro has one.
We already sent the one workable body in the room. It just floated in. It doesn't have to
be workable to hold a charge, especially when you can detonate remotely.
Could I just toss the charge in itself?
I mean, it is 0G. I don't know. Can he, Bob?
I don't see why not. It wouldn't have the focused effect and thermite charge normally would against something that it's stuck to, but it would cause an explosion.
Well, I wouldn't even know if, when to activate it. We can't see in the room. You don't happen to have a flare on you, do you?
Just so you know,
Rock?
You could damage the room itself significantly if you were to set off something that powerful in the room. It would be a wide explosion.
So
that's kind of the point Dyne was making, though. If there's a trap in the room, the thermite charge would disrupt whatever is in there.
That's true. What do you think, Rock?
I don't like the idea of blowing up a room for no reason, and I think they should continue on ahead.
Dyne's going to agree. He's going to tap Evelene, and then they're going to try and move forward towards the command center.
I'll just give a thumbs up and get moving.
A thumbs up that I can't see.
Oh.
All right, yeah, Dyne and Evelene, you continue working your way forward towards the command room as the other two kind of wait in ready. As you work your way forward, you do get to what you have determined is one of the walls of the command room. At this point, you have access kind of around the command room quite a fair bit because it is a large room. So the access panels that go around the room are also kind of like stretch out, almost like multiple little corridors of side areas that wrap around the rooms in different ways.
Right.
Yeah, you know that on the other side of this room is probably the occupying force of the gate system, as well as the controls for the gate. You do hear through the walls movement of people beyond, basically.
Do we have any like access hatches or anything that we can see that would let us look into the command room?
So there are access hatches. There you can probably find your way to another kind of like vent system where you can like very barely peek through some slits. As you make your way in that direction to do so, you find that it gives you a very limited view of the room. The room is filled with like various pillars, all supporting like various machinery and electronics. The computers and lights in this room are on. There are a bunch of people in this room, and by a bunch, I mean 6. There are 6 people in this room. All of them are armored and armed. They all have like assault weaponry. They seem to have like assault vests on, and they've like taken up assault like guard positions in the room. There is someone who is working on like a computer at the front of the room, who appears to be working on something.
Is the room lit? Or
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
just,
Like I said, the room is lit. The room is lit,
sorry.
and the machinery inside is powered.
What do you want to do, Chimera?
Can we overhear anything they're saying?
Not from here. The vent you're at is too far away from anyone who would be chatting. Most of the people in the room are in guard positions by themselves. In the distance, you can see that the person who is on the computer may be talking to the guard near them, but you cannot make out what they're saying from here.
Like, part of me wants to get in closer, but obviously, like, I don't... Well, actually, no, we're in 0G, so effectively our ability to make noise is like if this is like in normal gravity, I'd be worried that like the shuffling around in the vent would make noise, but there might be a chance, and I'm not even sure how to communicate this to you because we're not talking, but there might be a chance to just float through the vents to a spot where we can get better hearing, but there's a chance that we'll get found out.
That's a risk you want to take.
I kind of want to, but I don't want to make the roll. That's sort of the trade-off. I'm like, I want to try it, but I'm afraid that I'm afraid that we're going to roll poorly on it.
I want to. I just want it to succeed without any risk.
Yeah, I realize what I'm saying out loud is stupid. So
I'll make the roll if you want me to go forward to try and.
Yes.
Okay. I believe, Bob, since I'm trying to move forward through this event quietly to listen in on any conversations, that I should use the stay cool trigger. I feel like I'm under pressure that requires me to move quickly but quietly.
Did we lose Bob?
Nope, I am reading. I'll allow it. Yeah, I'm going to call this a risky check. You can use stay cool on it, but there will be consequences because you might succeed in getting closer, maybe even like not giving your direct position around, but these are plenty of guard people like on edge in this room.
Right. So yeah, no, it's something it's a risk I'm willing to take at this point.
Okay.
All right, and I rolled a 10.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well,
That's not the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, you still succeed. There's just a trade-off.
Yeah. So as you move forward, you make your way through the walls, getting closer. And you do believe that you can just barely listen in on what the person at the computer is saying. They're basically talking to the guard next to them, and you can hear them saying, "Are you sure Ripkus knows what he's doing? How do he know that they're going to act the way he wants?" And then the guard's like, "Listen, don't question the boss. He's kind of nuts." And the guy who's at the computer terminal goes, "Oh, I just feel like everyone should have been pulled back to defend here." "That's not your call, buddy. Listen, we pay you to work on the computer. Get to work and shut up." And you can tell this guy at the terminal is just like sweating bullets. He looks like he is under duress. As you are getting ready to like pull back a little bit, though, you do make a little bit of noise, and the nervous guy who's at the terminal, like you hear him like jump as he hears a noise. He goes, "What was that? Someone's here!" And the guard like pulls up his gun and starts aiming around. They have begun a search for you.
Is it possible? Is it possible for Dyne to like move into a position where like they'd actually have to like look inside the vent to find him, like maybe just like inch away from the hole?
I assume he's already done that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
But they're not dumb. They know the layout of this place as well. They will probably also check the engineering halls, but like that might not be the first place they look. But that's the thing, is like what I'm saying is they are going to start looking for you guys, which is increase the danger level, basically.
Yep. Nope, that was a risk we had to take. So like with their like increased focus, like distracting them to the point where Dyne was, he's going to move quietly back to where Evelene was, basically. Kind of use their awareness as a distraction to move quietly back.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm contemplating whether or not we should leave. Like, we still have this. Actually, no, that's a bad idea. I was gonna say like I still have this thermite charge. Like I could leave it in the vent as we leave and use it as sort of a. Like if we really need to take these guys out, we can set that off. But I'm realizing it's also the control room, which is the worst place to set off an explosion.
Oh man, you've caught me in my trap. I was waiting for you guys to blow up too much machinery, and I'd be like, "Well, I don't know what you expected. You blew up all the computers."
I'm gonna make a motion to Dyne to say like, let's get out of here.
Yeah, Dyne will follow. Once they get to a safe distance away from the command room, Dyne will send a message to Astro saying, "Was able to learn that they split their forces, expecting us to act in a certain way. Not sure how. However, they know that we were in the walls, basically."
Or they had their suspicions that we're in the walls. I guess they don't know for sure.
Dyne assumes that they're not dumb and that they probably suspect, at least to some degree, that we were in the walls.
Yeah, it makes sense. I feel like Evelene is
I feel
trying
like
to
Dyne's
be like.
experience tells him that much at least.
No, that checks out. I'm mostly just playing the characters. I feel like Evelyn would be like, "Oh yeah, we're doing great. Nothing's gonna go wrong." Being a little more optimistic
Dyne's
than
like,
she should be.
Yeah, no.
No. Chuck the player agrees.
All right. Well, that seems about right. So, they're probably expecting me and Rock to come blasting through the control room. They may have some plan to flank us or trap us once we advance.
My best guess is that this room ahead of us is trapped somehow. Explosions, maybe?
Yeah, or maybe that they could lock the doors once we enter and fill it with gas or something. Who knows? But it's clear we shouldn't enter it. And you said they split their forces too.
That's what it sounds like. To what degree, I don't know, but But the guy said that they should have pulled back to have everybody protecting the room. I don't know how much of their. I don't know. We don't know the size of their force, unfortunately.
I kind of lean in and look at the guy floating and go, I think we know where some of them are.
It's a shame that we can't just get them to come out, because they're clearly on guard and they probably don't want to leave unless they absolutely need to.
Oh, they probably won't leave unless they absolutely need to.
I mean, why don't they just hand over the keys to us, you know? Alright, well, we need a new plan. I'll bring up my map. Is there anything on the map, so besides the control room, is this the only access to the control room is going through this spooky room, Bob?
From this side of the station, it would take you, 10, 20 minutes to try and loop around another way, not taking into account what other defenses might be there.
Okay. Gotcha. Are there any other critical systems that are identified on my map? And if the answer is I don't know, that's fine.
It depends on what you're looking for. You can tell me what you're trying to achieve, and I can see if that is something I can give you.
So if they've pulled half their forces away, one guess is maybe they're guarding something else. Maybe there's another power supply, or another computer center on the station.
I see what you're saying.
So that's what I'm going to check.
Okay, so you do know there are two other power systems on the station. They're kind of at the opposite ends of the station. So if you imagine that the command room is in the middle, that the two power stations are the farthest on either side you can get from the command station in the station. Because remember,
Gotcha.
The gate is like a gate, right? So the command center, imagine a big square, right? Imagine that the command center is sitting on top of the square. Then that means that the power stations would be on the left of the square and on the right of the square.
That makes sense. And one other question, is there a security station, or something like that, or would that be what the control room is also?
The control room has access to the security of the station, yes.
Okay.
Which notably, they haven't turned on. All the defenses you've run into have been defenses they have set up after they arrived.
I see. Interesting.
I wonder if you turned it on, that those defenses would eliminate them. Or eliminate anyone, really, I guess.
What kind of defenses are we talking? On station defenses that are turned off?
Whatever's on the station. You know that the only systems they've turned on for the station are some lights, hallways, and powering some life support systems and stuff. A lot of the secondary systems of the station are all turned off, including the primary purpose of the station, which is the gate that is unpowered right now.
Okay. So I'll say to Rock, well, we could head to these power stations and see if we can cut the power to their command room.
It's risky. If we cut the power to the command room, then keep in mind, we need this gate to function. That's the whole point of what we're doing here.
Yeah, it all hinges on us being able to bring the power back up and get control of the command room again. But it'd probably be something they wouldn't expect us to do. So we have that in our favor. We know They have cameras. They have some security measures in place. Maybe if we turn off the power, we even the playing field a little bit.
We can turn it off in a way that we can get it back on. I don't know. I'm kind of more of a fan of either circling around or letting the other two assault.
Okay. Well, I think I'll defer to you if you feel more comfortable. Then, why don't we try to circle around a little bit first to see if we can root out any stragglers or ambush points? Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, Bob, you said it would take like 20 minutes to get.
If you wanted to try and get around to the other side of the control room, yeah, because basically you'd be going back through the station, cutting back a little bit, taking a different pathway, following that out through currently unexplored territory that you don't know what's there yet, taking that around to the other side of the command room and trying to come from one of the other entrances. There's like 3 ways into the command room, so you're coming in from one side, you'd be looping around to try and come in from another side.
Right. Well, if we try to enter the command room from another entrance, we gotta assume they'll just expect us there too. And they're also watching us through the security cameras to see where we're going. Let's just scope around the area that's sort of in the vicinity of the command room without entering the spooky room. And just kind of do a sweep of some maybe adjacent hallways and rooms to our current location. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I'm fine with that.
Sure.
All right. So yeah, what are the two of you going to be doing for this maneuver? What check are you going to be trying?
So I'll turn my suit on.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of go ahead and like maybe well, we could talk about this, Rock, if you have a better idea. But like maybe we can approach a door. I slip in. You shine a light in there without entering, so I get a lay of the land. Then if you don't hear anything from me, you then come in. So I'm trying to sneak in stealthily to kind of clear the way, or not clear the way, but like scout ahead, I guess, and give you the okay to come in.
Yeah, and if a fight breaks out, then I would just use assault to shoot people, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys start to range around the area to see if you can find maybe some of these forces that you've heard have been split off. Who wants to do the initial check, the seeing if you can flush out any kind of like stragglers or splinter forces?
Yeah, I'll do the initial check with Act Unseen and Unheard, because I'm going to be kind of stealthing around, checking out these different rooms ahead of Rock.
All right, this is going to be a risky check.
Aren't they all?
When your enemies have guns, they often are.
Yeah. Ooh, 20.
Nice. So,
that's a good roll.
What you get, Astro, for a 20, which is an 18 plus 2, which is great, is that you actually move ahead, you clear a room, and then you start to get into a bit of a rhythm where, you guys are clearing areas. But you feel a little proud of yourself because you don't let yourself get lax. After like the 5th room of nothing, you're like, ugh, are we just never going to find anything? But you continue to stay on guard. Mm-hmm. And luckily you did, because the next room you get up to, you move in, and as you're exploring the room, you hear voices from the room beyond.
Okay. So not the room I just
Not the
entered,
room
but the
you're
room
in,
beyond that.
but you've snuck into the room and you're hearing movement and voices from like just past the wall.
Okay. Can I sneak in closer and try to overhear what's being said?
Yeah, you get a little closer and you hear some commands being given. You hear someone say, "Okay, yeah, it looks like they're moving around, they're exploring a little bit. We're gonna have to wrap around back 2 rooms. Hopefully, if they get in position, we can pincer them from both sides. All right, get ready. You go that way. You go that way. Let's wrap around."
Okay. I'll motion to Rock and point past the room and kind of gesture that there are people there.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right. Let's go. I'll take out my shotgun. And then start towards the room where I heard the voices.
All right, yeah, there is a closed door ahead of you.
Okay. I'm gonna get in position so that like I'll open the door for Rock to go through and start attacking.
Did you give me any idea of how many are there?
I just heard like the one voice, right?
You heard one voice giving orders.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I just say me there's I whisper to you. I heard someone giving orders. There might be a few of them back there. But they're planning to cut us off. I think if we attack now, we might be able to catch them off guard.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out a stim and juice up before this. Then.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's heightened senses, alertness, reduced fatigue, shortened reaction times.
Nice. Okay.
Juice occasionally provokes a rage in some users.
All right. Well, I'll know what to push on if you guys fail a roll then. All right. So, do you offer a use to COMET as well? Or are you just doing this for yourself?
Oh, no. I don't.
That's fine.
Okay. So as you guys get into position,
probably a good choice.
A little bit more than that. Yeah.
All right. So as you guys get into position, then what does it look like when Rock reaches for one of the stim patches?
I mean, I'll just reach in and grab out this little like pen-like thing, and then just like shoot it into a joint in my armor where it's weak to get it in.
All right. All right, so that'll use one of your charges of the stims. And yeah, you just feel like this heightened kind of like reaction time. It's like the thrill of battle like is rising in the back of your neck. You're like, you can feel the focus like closing off like unnecessary things, but keeping your awareness on your surroundings.
I'll turn my suit back on if I can, and then open the door.
All right, so you're going to have surprise for the initial roll here. There is, as soon as you open the door, you see that there is a small assault force of 5 people in here. As soon as the door opens, they are on guard, so they do like react quickly. These are like hardened fighters, but you get the opening salvo. This first roll is going to be without risky. You basically got surprise on them.
Okay.
All right, so Rock, go ahead. If you're going to assault, now is a good time to do it.
All right. Do I get advantage at all?
So because of stims, you're getting accuracy.
Accuracy.
Yep.
24.
Yeah. So yeah,
Holy crap.
So technically, a higher number doesn't necessarily mean better. In this case, it does. So, COMET, you hit the panel and you just coordinate. You nod at each other. COMET hits the panel. And Rock, what does it look like as you very quickly in this assault formation just instantly down 2 of their members?
So I without like knowing just the room layout or anything, it would just be jumping into the room, moving forward and firing just at the first 2 people I see, and then immediately jumping into cover somewhere.
Yeah, go ahead and take liberties. Assume this is like a semi like office-y style room. Maybe there's like a desk or 2, some sort of like plastic tree or something like that. Kind of like
Sure.
secretarial area or something.
All right, yeah. Then I'd jump behind that secretary desk then.
All right, so yeah, you burst into the room, and faster than they can respond, they start to coordinate, but all of a sudden 2 of their members are down before they can even do anything.
Cool.
Good start.
All right, so COMET, are you going to do anything? You technically can be doing something at the same time this is happening if you want to take
COMET
Yep.
is
part of the
furiously
charge.
writing down notes for his next movie.
Yeah, that was really cool. Okay, so Comet will follow in right after Rock enters. He has his suit on, so he's gonna try to get in sort of a flanking position without them noticing right away, and then fire on them. So I'm gonna roll this with act unseen or unheard, if that makes sense to you, Bob.
Okay, so yeah, in order to set up your position like that, this first roll isn't going to be offensive. It's going to be a setup action.
Sure.
So yeah, you can go ahead and roll an act unseen or unheard.
Okay. 14.
14. With the incredible distraction that is Rock, you are able to move into the room unseen and unheard.
Nice. All right, and I'll kind of take up a flanking position behind cover or something.
All right, yeah. I mean, you bound to the other side of the room. You can see the men in this room like taking positions behind various pieces of furniture. One opens the door to the next room and throws themselves behind the door jamb, trying to take cover there. They're getting ready to return fire. What do you do?
If I'm able to, I'll fire back on them.
All right, yeah. What do you roll?
I don't think I have any triggers really to roll.
You don't really have
Just
combat, but you do have accuracy because of your setup roll.
Cool. All right, so yeah, I'll just fire on them with my shotgun.
This is going to have risky associated with it, though.
Okay, got it. All right, I don't know how to just roll without a trigger.
1d20 plus accuracy.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll write it out. I want there to be a button on my
I
character
believe
sheet.
in you. I believe in you, Todd. You can do it.
Okay, plus 1d6. Oof. My first bad roll of the night.
Wow.
I rolled a 4 plus 1, a 5.
5. Okay, so yeah, instantly your stealth hard suit like for some reason the kick of your shotgun deactivated your stealth. Like it actually, like you weren't bracing properly, and the kick of the shotgun kicks up into your chest, and everyone in the room just hears a loud oof as like you're pushed back a little bit by the shock of the blast, and you just appear in the middle of the room. The enemies immediately split up their attention and will attempt to return fire. They weren't still expecting you, so you're only going to take minor damage from this and lose stealth. So you're going to take 1 as a bullet grazes you.
Okay, got it. Brings me down to 4 HP.
If it helps at all, I will be using this opportunity to fire back at them, as they are not shooting at me?
Absolutely.
They're shooting at my captain?
Absolutely. So, you have taken up a defensive position, but they are returning fire for you now. You can go ahead and make another move on them, but it will now be risky. No difficulty, though, because you have a good position on them, even though you're outnumbered.
Do you want to settle his thing first, or
his? Oh yeah, he took the disadvantages. He got kicked out of stealth and took a damage.
Oh, he took it. I thought it was more than just one damage. I didn't hear.
No, yeah, he took 1 damage and lost stealth.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then do I still have accuracy?
No, you do no longer have the accuracy. Oh, no, your stim gives you the accuracy for this. Yeah. You would have had extra accuracy if you had successfully flanked them, but no, not in this. So it's only the stim's accuracy you have.
Got it. A 21.
21, yeah. You just unload on them. As they are attempting to scramble out of the room, they realize that they are just unmatched. You just pick off...
Specifically are aiming for the people that are further away from me.
Okay. You are able
closer to exits.
Yeah, you are able to take out 2 more of their number as they attempt to flee into the next room, kind of clogging up the door a little bit. The last one of the group of 5 throws themselves behind a chair and then pushes it out into the center of the room. And you hear a click noise.
I will take cover under the desk and brace.
Oh boy.
Can I do the same?
Yeah, absolutely. So both of you successfully realized that he had attached some sort of charge to this chair he kicked into the center of the room. As it slides in the center of the room and topples over, it reveals that he had put a charge on the back of it, and it explodes. Both of you are going to take cover from this, and then just like a fiery whirl engulfs the room as he's going to attempt to escape. He was able to give himself a little bit of breathing room with that, if you want to attempt to chase him down.
I'm juiced up. I'm running for him.
Okay,
He's
so
got those stems.
You're on a roll. Keep it going.
So again, Rock leaps up and then just pushes off with all of his strength and bounds through the door at this guy. Unlike the wounded man from before, this one is quicker off the mark. He is ready for you as you come through the door. He has pulled up his gun and has taken aim. This will be another risky check.
All right. So I'll make my roll again?
Yeah, it's going to be the same roll. You still have a little bit
12.
on them. 12. So as you bound through the door, the 2 of you fire at the same time. Astro, you don't see this because he's beyond the door frame, but you do hear the bullet fire coming from 2 weapons.
Yeah.
Rock, you have this man dead to rights as you just take him across the chest with a spray of bullets. And it takes a few seconds because of the stim kind of heightening your alertness and reducing your fatigue and giving you kind of a little bit more range than normal. But as your momentum slows and you're able to brace against a wall, you realize that your leg isn't responding as well as you'd want to. And you look down at the stream of blood coming down. You have taken 4 assault damage.
Oh, crap.
And then I'm going to pull out my patch and heal myself up.
All right, absolutely. So you're going to use a charge of patch, correct?
Only one, so it's my only patch.
Yeah. All right. You restore half of your maximum HP.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what were you at, and what does that bring you up to?
So, I was at 8, and then I'm taking 4.
Down to 4, okay.
So I'll be 4 out of 11. And then I'm going to heal for half of 11 rounded down, I assume.
Up.
So I'll go up to...
We found this out last session, that
Okay.
the golden roll in Lancer is round everything up. So
Nice.
So it'll actually take me to 10 out of 11 then.
yeah, because you get 6 back plus your 4.
Sweet.
Yeah, as I just like, I don't know if there's a bullet or not, but like I'll just like spray open the wound to cover it, and then just like this plaster like substance goes over to patch it and set it a bit.
Yeah, you.
And I just hope there isn't a broken bone because I can't tell right now.
yeah. It's like one of those things you put weight on it, and you're like, well, it does hurt,
Yeah.
but it does support the weight, so I guess it's okay.
Lucky for him, he's in 0G.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I think Orion will want to look at this later. But for now, yeah, you've done your battlefield medic here, and you've successfully taken care of yourself and taken out all of this flanking team. As the last of its members just kind of floats away from you, with a small spattering of red liquid just kind of floating almost in a trail, kind of like slowly following behind him like the trail of a comet.
All right. I got most of that. You went a little robot for me, Bob, but that might have been my connection. I'm not sure.
I think I'm getting it too.
Yeah, but I got that. That makes sense. So I will. Astro's gonna run over to Rock, and see how he is, and kind of aim his gun past him just to make sure no one comes back and takes a pot shot while Rock's healing himself.
I got most of that.
Yeah, and I used my patch, so like I'm probably just finishing it as you come up. Can I see any cameras from here? Like, I don't know if there's light in the room or not.
There is not. The entire station is down. You've been fighting through the lights of various flashlights. Every blast of bullets has in a very scary way illuminated the room.
Yeah.
All right. Then can I use my gun to see if there's any cameras in here then?
Oh, yeah. You can look around the room. You didn't see the cameras before, so you're not quite sure how they've been set up. Give me a pilot check to find it.
Yeah, okay. Nope. I rolled a 1.
A 1. Yeah, you don't know how they're keeping track of your movements. It's definitely not the systems cameras because they are all powered off.
Yeah. I'll just whisper quietly as I can to Astro. Well, hopefully they think that we went down in that explosion too.
Yeah. We could play dead, I suppose, so to speak. Yeah, and they might have another squad somewhere. I heard them mention about a pincer attack. I don't know if the group we found was going to split off, or they were just one of 2 groups that's roaming around here. But either way, should continue to be on guard. How's your leg?
I'll live, I think.
Astro, by the way, doesn't look too great himself, but he's upright, so it's like, yeah, well, it could have gone better, but it could have gone a lot worse, so
Yeah, nice distraction, by the way. Kind of thought you'd shoot him, but,
well,
gave me an opening.
That was the plan, but my stealth suit kind of acted up a little bit. But hey, I guess, gave you an opening. Worked out for the best.
I'll just nod and go, all right, so do we hold here and let the others move ahead, or are we going to move in with them?
I think we should, I think we might want to head back towards the command room with the others.
So it wouldn't be back at this point. There's like a quicker way, another way now, isn't there? Like from us moving around.
I mean, are
Or
you
am I-
to get back to where you were previously?
No, I
Or
don't.
is-
Well, I don't really want to do that, right?
Okay.
Like because we were circling around and clearing out things, right? My understanding is we were going like a different direction towards like a different way into the command room.
Ah,
Like from
okay.
another
So
angle.
so the thing is, you guys just kind of like backed up a little bit to like go through some rooms to make sure you weren't being snuck up on, and you were
Right.
getting snuck up on. That's the people you found. You found those
Got it.
people and killed them. But you haven't really made much progress to circling around. You could start doing that now, but it will still take a significant-ish amount of time.
Okay. Yeah. Then it's your call, Captain.
I'm gonna leave. This is a very tactical decision, and I think I'm gonna put my trust in you on this one. What do you think? We work our way around, or we seize the moment now. Don't give them any time to recuperate, and attack the assault or the control center.
I just take a moment to like think and kind of look down at my gun and just kind of looking around a little bit, going, they're pressed right now. We've taken out a few of their men and quite a few of their defenses, and that's just you and I. I have to assume the others have done something as well to put them against the wall. We should hit them hard, but not give them a chance to come back. So the sooner the better. I think you're probably right. We probably should go back.
All right, yeah. You see, Comet smile and say, "I was hoping you'd say that." All right, we press our advantage. I'll radio the others and let them know.
All right. And then diddle-oo, 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 we go back in time, and then we see what have Chimera and Orion been doing during this time.
Got any twos?
What do you say?
Got any twos?
I was asking if Dyne had any twos, saying like we wouldn't just. I was joking that we weren't doing anything, just playing cards, waiting for you guys to come back.
I'm sorry. And I made you painfully explain your joke.
No, the delivery was bad. No,
Dyne just
I guess
responds, "We're in pitch black. I can't see what cards are in my hand."
So is that a no or a yes? No, we're not actually playing cards. I'm actually kind of at a loss, and I was kind of trying to spitball some ideas. Like if we go outside the maintenance areas, we probably won't be able to get back in because the cameras would catch us. If they haven't already, I guess. Well, they would know where we are, but I'm not sure what we can accomplish inside the vents at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Like maybe we should just go outside and start also looking around and see if we can run into anyone else.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're going to accomplish much anymore in the vents now that we've been semi-compromised. I mean, we could head back to see what they're doing, but I'm not sure how good that's going to work.
Yeah, okay. I'm wondering if, and I had suggested this earlier and it was a bad idea, but I'm wondering if we should just leave a charge in near one of the entrances, and then if we end up running into anyone, we can set that off. Potential. Well, no, it's not a remote. You have to set it off and then run away. So never mind. It's a bad idea. Yeah. Let's. If you're cool with this, Jara, I say let's get out and start going in the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I
so
agree.
where are you headed?
Phew. So
I guess we'll head back to where the creepy room was and try and exit outside of it so that we
Yeah.
can regroup with the other two.
Okay, so you go past the creepy room back to like the hallway that they were in before looking at that room. And you're just looking at access panels to get like back into the main part of the thing right now. So yeah, you're able to work your way back. You have to go back to the main, the last room. So it's like one area before that hallway. But you're able to find an access panel that will let you out back into the main station area.
Yeah.
I mean that you can just do that. What do you want to do with that now?
I mean, I think we were trying to just feel out where people are, so like we just go in. I assume that like
This
Astro
like you
and
guys
Rocket
would have done
communicate.
this while they had already gone off to, kind of pin down the force that was pursuing them. So you get here, but they've already moved back to take care of that other force.
Can we go in a different direction? Is there another route we could take?
They've gone back a bit, so they're back in the station. They kind of like looped back around to come upon the people who were coming up from behind on them. You have just gone to the place where they were like 10 minutes ago.
I see. Okay.
All right, so Chimera and Orion, what do you want to do?
I'm not
Chimera,
entirely.
would you have any
Yes?
problems with me tossing one? Do you have tossing one of your flares into the creepy room?
Yeah, you know what? Let's just deal with this already. I'll pull out I assume I have an additional flare in my survival kit. I will do the thing.
All right, yeah, you pull out another flare and it just comes on. You'll just like lob it as it floats into the creepy room, casting the entire room in a odd shade of glowing red.
I keep forgetting we're in 0G.
Mm-hmm. You guys kind of
Now
float up to the door and are looking beyond the door jamb there as you watch this flare kind of just float across the room. As it floats with its light source, you just see these stretching and distorting shadows as it goes past various pieces of furniture, which are not bolted down. So they've all started just very slowly sort of rise up in the air at odd angles. You're just seeing like various desks and filing cabinets just kind of like floating at these weird, odd angles in the room now.
Is there anything like immediately apparently off other than the floating furniture?
Do you want to make
Based
me a
on the
check
light?
of some sort? What are you trying to determine and how are you doing it?
I don't have anything other than stay cool that would apply here. Could you do spot on this? Perhaps, Dyne?
Yeah, Dyne is going to, using the light in the rooms, try to spot any obvious traps or, I guess, cameras or something that would make the room seem as unsettling as the other group made it sound.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and make the spot roll. This will be at difficulty because of the ungenerous nature of the light and the shadows.
Right. Nope, that's a +6. I need a -6. Here we go. I rolled a -1.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
-2 + 2 -5. Nice.
All right, so
yeah,
we've had our
I
negative
mean,
roll for the day.
It just looks creepier because there are shadows extending and descending, and the whole room is red because of the flare. It's like this looks like a horror room.
Excellent.
You don't know if it's creepy because you've made it creepy by throwing a red flare in there, or if it was actually ever creepy to begin with.
Dyne has not helped you there, Evelene.
I know, like, I'm at the point where I just kind of want to rush in, but I know that that's also a fool's errand, because if it is a trap, then, well, yeah, screw it. I have decent amount of health left. I'm gonna poke my head in, but with the notion that I will be able to pull out
Mm-hmm.
if it becomes obvious there's like a gun behind the wall or something.
Okay. Yeah, you poke your head in. You look around. It is a dark, shadowed room with the light of a flare red at the far end as it is floated slowly across the room, casting shadows in your direction. It is dark and hard to see in here. The door at the other end of the room, which is now illuminated by the flare, is closed tight, and it does seem to be a secure door of some sort. And yeah, it's a fairly, I wouldn't call it a large room. It's intimate in a way. It's not like a small room, but for like an office building, it would be a small room. In so much that with all the furniture in here, it's the kind of room where you'd have to kind of scoot to get past certain bits of it and stuff.
Watch this ends up being a spooky room primarily because we said it was spooky, and this is actually a unassuming room.
Well, I mean, then they won the mental battle.
I'm sorry?
Then they won the mental battle.
I mean, it wasn't the room itself that's spooked.
Here's a question, Bob. Based on what we know about the command room, is the door that exits from here to lead directly into the command room, or does it lead to like a hallway or whatever that leads to the command room?
Goes directly to the command room.
Oh, so it's literally on the other side of that door.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, wow, okay. We should probably not make too much noise then.
Assuming we can open the door.
Yeah, I mean, it could be even as simple as just being at the wrong time being at the wrong place at the wrong time. They could just literally, one of the guys was like, I'm going to go walk outside for a second, and we just happened to be there standing around, or floating around, I guess.
Well, I suppose we do have one option we could try if we wanted to really blow down the door.
Throw out a charge.
Yeah, well, we are in 0G, so we could possibly throw the charge at the door and detonate it from range.
What I will say is that from here, now that the door is illuminated, it does appear to be a secure door. It is possible that if applied correctly, the thermite charge could blow off this secured door, but it is far less likely to succeed if you just throw the explosive at the door and hope it sets correctly.
Yeah, my suspicions would be that we would have to actually mount it correctly.
Okay.
I'm a fan of that. I'm totally down with going in there and just attaching it, but I would not want to do that until we're ready to do it, because I'd rather hold on to the charge in case it has a better use. Because we're not planning on breaking in yet, are we? Or do you want to break in? I don't think we have the manpower for it.
Dyne, at this point, Dyne is going to send a message to Astro and be like, we might be ready to blow in the door and enter the command room. What are you guys doing?
So you're not gonna get a response yet, because what happens is Astro unknowingly gets a text notification on his armband while he is being shot at. So he doesn't think to check it until after the fight. So you send him a message and you wait a couple of seconds and he hasn't responded yet.
So at this point,
maybe this is what broke my stealth suit.
Yeah, that was it.
Dyne's text, it just overrode your stealth suit. It was that powerful.
No. You got that thing where you have too many apps running at the same time, and the message just happened to put it over that threshold.
Just ate up all the memory. All the memory is gone. Yeah.
You ran out of memory. You got to close those apps, Astro.
Why didn't you go on privacy mode? All right, so this is they are still doing stuff. If you guys want to do something now, let me know.
Well, while this is happening, Dyne will look at Evelene and goes, "If this is how we're entering, we need to clear this room regardless."
Yeah, let's get that prepared, and then I'm gonna cautiously Actually, you know what? I'd like to scan, and obviously it's gonna be at some level of difficulty because of the darkness, but I want to see if there's any cameras or anything in the room.
All right, yeah, go ahead and make a spot check with difficulty, of course, because of the nature of the dark room.
Sure.
Can you beat my roll? Can you beat
No.
it?
I cannot. I didn't want to keep on relying on you on doing all the rolls, but you would have a better roll because I don't have a spot trigger.
He's already failed a spot check. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so I can be a -1, I think.
he can't make another check until the situation changes. For
Okay.
that, at least.
So that's a -D6 on a D20. Hey, I rolled a 10.
Hey, so you look in the room, you look around, you don't notice any cameras or anything obvious, but you do notice that, like, the room is... What's the best way to put it? It's like... It's very obviously... The door going to the command room on the other side is very obviously shut tight. And you haven't really noticed until now that you're looking at it. But actually the door you just opened that COMET must have hacked open previously is probably also a very secure door. It just happens to be unlocked. Like, you know that the door that you're in front of right now is also a security door. So this office was probably also a secure office.
So it's sort of like a like maybe like some sort of like entryway before you get in, like this, like in a traditional setting, that this would be where the guards would be set up before entering the control room.
It is possible that that is the case, yes, now that you examine it.
Okay. I had a thought. I don't know if it's important or not, but I'm just going to make a note that, like, I wonder if it'd be useful to be able to close this other door as necessary. The one that's already opened right now. Like, if we needed to trap some people in this room, because both doors are secure. And I'm just spitballing here. This may be a wasted thought, but it's something to keep in mind. I wonder if that'd be useful here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. You can keep thinking on that, and that's a possible resource you could try to get a hold of as the game progresses.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting if we could, like, trap everyone in this room. But then, you know, we'd be either in the control room and blocked off from everyone, or we would be blocked from entering the control room because, again, you'd have to go through this room anyway to get to the control room. Anyway, sorry.
All right, so yeah, as you guys kind of like poke around at the door at the kind of like entrance to this kind of secured office locale, what do you do?
I think I'd like to maybe give Astro a minute to reply back. See, I'm going to assume that they're in the middle of a gunfight, or they're in the middle of something where they can't reply back immediately. Maybe give them a few minutes.
All right.
I'm going to assume they're doing this exact thing.
So
okay. I know. I caught myself. I wouldn't know that they're in the middle of a gunfight.
All right. So yeah, you wait for like a good 5 minutes. It takes a little bit. Astro, you can assume that you get this message after you've gone through the door to like meet Rock, make sure that he's okay, and then you look down at your arm, like as Rock is talking about, it's like, oh, they've probably done stuff on their end too. You look down at your arm and see a missed message from like 2 minutes ago. That is exactly the message that Orion sent you.
Sorry. I was thinking you're telling Evelene she had the missed message.
No. You finally get the message.
I'm standing right next to you, Ryan. I don't need a message.
So I'll check the message. I'll see that Orion sent me a message. What did the message say exactly again?
It was be like we're ready to clear the door to enter the command center.
Okay.
Basically like what is your ETA?
Okay, so I'll reply and say, we just dealt with a unit of about 5 people who were trying to sneak up on us. We're okay. We think we routed them. We're ready to take on the command center as well. So we'll meet you outside.
Okay. I'm not part of this call, I guess.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I'll just I'll send a message to both of you. I'll let Rock know. I'll say, okay, they're outside the spooky room. So let's meet them there. Sound
All right.
good?
I'd like to
Why do we
start
call
setting
it
up
that?
Sorry.
What'd you say?
Why do we call it that?
Well, the room itself isn't spooky, but it felt real spooky, like something was gonna happen when we were there.
All right, fair enough. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
So you guys are going to have to wait like a good 5-6 minutes for them to make their way back. I assume you take the relatively direct route now that you know you've taken out the flankers.
Yep.
I'd like to set the charge on the door while they're doing that.
So you enter the spooky room.
Oh shit! I don't like your wording. Wait.
No, I need to know because I was waiting for you guys to do something while you were waiting for the other group, but you said you were just kind of like milling about in the hallway. So I need to know what to describe for you if you guys are entering the spooky room.
Real quick,
Too late, he said
before we entered the spooky room, I just had a realization. I'd like to cut the power on the back on the door entering the spooky room.
All right, how do you do that?
I assume that there's a panel to the door. I would like to open said panel and cut a wire that would trigger said door.
Okay, you can attempt to find that. You open the panel that is next to the door. What are you looking for?
Excuse me. I'm sorry, I got really excited because Dyne just made the suggestion like use a plasma cutter for this. Anyway,
what I will say is that you notice almost immediately on opening the panel, there are many controls for this door in the panel, but it does not seem like the power source for this door goes through this panel. It is just the controls for it.
I was hoping to reach the power source. That was my concern here.
You imagine that because it's a security door, that those are on separate systems.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would imagine that a security door, they would want to make it difficult to cut the power. I'd like to see if I can figure out where the power is fed into. Could that be a check of some sort to figure out where that is?
It depends on how you're trying to look. It's really hard to tell without breaking through the wall and seeing how the door is set up. You know what I mean?
I mean, I have a plasma cutter.
How long do you want to take?
I got at least 5 minutes.
All right, so that's what you're doing for the 5 minutes that they're approaching, is you're slowly cutting around the edge of the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They arrive.
for 5 minutes, you've made approximately a 2-foot cut in the wall because plasma cutters are slow, especially when they're going through solid metal. So yeah, you're just going there for a while. You're cutting this large gash along the side of the door. You have to widen it a little bit so that you can actually even see in rather than it just being like a line you're cutting into the wall. You are looking through, you're trying to get some information about how the door is connected to power. You can go ahead and make a roll with difficulty to see if you can determine how this door is attached to power.
Okay. I'm just making sure there isn't any skill triggers that could apply here. I don't
Everyone's making
think so.
note to self: upgrade plasma cutter to lightsaber.
Yeah, right?
I mean, it's doable. Yeah, I don't think anything I have really applies here, unfortunately. So.
Yep, just going to be a 1d20 minus d6 then.
Yep. Hey, it's my turn to roll a -1.
Yeah. You see nothing. You've cut a 2-foot gash in the wall over 5 minutes, just slowly cutting as you hear the footsteps of Rock and Astro come up behind you while you're slowly cutting at the wall.
We ask you, what are you doing? And you're like, I don't remember. I just started cutting.
Well, it was like, first I was going to set up a charge on the door, then I got paranoid that they're going to close the other door on me as soon as I go in, and then, it kind of all went downhill from there. I mean,
all right, well,
at this point, let's just go in and get this over with.
good thought. But yeah, if the plan was to come in on us once we entered this room, hopefully we've dealt with that already. If not, let's just be on the ready. But I think we need to.
Your flare has burnt out by now, by the way. The room is black again.
Okay. I mean, we have Rock's flashlight.
You have flashlight, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go in first. I step in the room, in the spooky room.
All right,
Actually,
Astro.
before Astro enters, I'm going to use
like
my
just
one patch
how
on
by
Astro.
incepting the fact earlier in the game, this is kind of a spooky room. I have made you all deadly afraid of this room.
So tired of this. I just want to go into this room. Okay, so before Orion does his thing, before Comet walks into the room, before Chimera stops herself from walking in the room to get the power, I'm going to walk into the room.
All right, so I do want to see also what Orion is doing at the same time as Rock steps forward into the room and starts looking around.
I'm using my patch on Comet Comet because he looks like shit.
Yeah, so
yes,
as the two of you
much
approach,
appreciated.
Astro and Rock kind of approach the group. Orion kind of stops you, Comet, and just is like, oh, here, let me help you with that, as Rock just kind of continues past to enter the secure room. You look around and it is deadly dark in here. You shine from side to side with your flashlight, and just you can tell that with the weird anti-gravity going on in here and the kind of office furniture starting to float around in here, it is casting weird shadows. It's dark. There's no it just feels oppressive in here. It's tight in a way that feels like you can't move freely.
Are there any ghosts?
And there's ghosts.
Ooh.
Space ghosts.
See, in the end, I told you, we were the source of the creepiness.
Fantastic.
We came full circle.
All
right then, Evelene, you gonna set up that charge?
Yeah, I'm tired of being scared. I'll go in and set up the charge.
All right, so who has entered the room?
I assume Rock and Evelyn at this point now, right?
Once Orion patches me up, I'll walk in.
All right, so what happens is, Rock, you kind of enter the room and you're shining the flashlight around and you're getting the gauge of the room as you prepare. Chimera, you come up behind, you start getting your charge ready so that you can move to the other side of the room and get it ready to attach to the door. While Orion is patching up Comet from the little bit of bruises that he took in the fight. And basically exactly what Chimera feared would happen as the door between the two groups of you slams shut, separating Rock and Chimera from Orion and Comet.
I fucking knew it. fucking knew it. And I'll just yeah.
As Chimera says that and rounds
Rock.
to see the door slam shut between you two. Rock, you look around quickly to see what's going on as the two of you outside hear noises coming from within. You're not sure what's happening, but you do know that the door heading further in has cut you off from Rock and Chimera. Rock and Chimera on the inside hear something open, like a hatch or something like that, and a loud thing kind of like fall into the room. I assume Rock would like swivel and point his flashlight at it.
Yeah.
Okay. As you do, Rock, you point your flashlight at what appears to be a person wearing all black with a weird face mask on that is carved to look like a shark's face. And on the back of both of his arms, you see blades that have teeth on them, and you hear them rev up and start to whirl.
Is he Chainsaw Man?
He is a cyborg, probably.
Does he have chainsaw arms?
He does have something similar.
Okay.
This is pretty spooky.
And with that, we're going to call tonight's session.
I want to get one last. I want to get one last line in before we end the session.
Nope, it's too late. You had your chance.
Oh,
go for it. Go for it.
I want to see if you actually wouldn't.
No. Eveline's gonna hold up the thermite charge and say, "I got a bomb."
You hear him rev his chainsaw arms.
That's what you wanted to.
Yes. That
would cost you exactly nothing to not said that.
What you should have said was, "This was one of Astro's worst movies."
Oh, you win. I should have done with that.
All right. With Rock and Chimera trapped in a room with a cybernetically advanced assassin, and Comet and Orion trapped outside, Comet and Orion trapped outside. We'll come back next time to see where you guys go from here.
I've got a bomb?
I've got a bomb.
I've got a jaw of dirt.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.